In today's episode, I want to clarify 21 million hard cap supply for Bitcoin in the actual code itself, because I found there is a function that certainly controls the 21 million hard cap limit rule. So now the Bitcoin core, which is an open source, as it says here, is a direct descendant of the original Bitcoin software client released by the Satoshi Nakamoto after he published the famous Bitcoin white paper. Every new node participant in the Bitcoin network, they have to download what is called the Bitcoin client software. And it's within this software that actually controls all of the Bitcoin principles around the 21 million hard cap limit, the consensus mechanism, and also the double spend problem. Now, the GitHub source code, if you click on this link, and if you go into the open source project, it opens up the GitHub, where it has a huge library of the Bitcoin client software. Now, programming language responsible for this is C++, and where I found the 21 million hard cap limit is in here. It's called a get block subsidy. The actual C++ function, which is called validation.cpp, as an inquiry in ChatGPT, just to confirm the existence and whereabouts in the code file itself of the 21 million cap control. So it says that the direct control, there is no single rule that explicitly states the Bitcoin supply is indeed capped at 21 million. Instead, and this is the key point, the supply limit emerges indirectly from the block subsidy halving mechanism, which is implemented in the get block subsidy C++ function. It says, in 2009, the famous Genesis block, it started out then as the 50 Bitcoin per block for the first 210 blocks. It is the number of blocks mined during every 4-year halving cycle. And if you multiply 50 Bitcoins for each one of these first 210 blocks, it gives around 10 million, more or less, minted Bitcoins during the first 4 years of existence. And then every successive 4-year halving that takes place after that, the 50 Bitcoins becomes 25 in the next halving, and then 12.5, and so on, until after the 33 halvings, the subsidy becomes 0. Now, this is fundamental because once it reaches 0, which I think is expected to take place at 2140, which is the year where the subsidy reward for mining new Bitcoins in every block becomes 0. That is the fundamental capped supply limit in Bitcoin. And so in summary, there isn't any hard code constant variable that says if it reaches 21 million Bitcoins, that's it. We're not going to allow the Bitcoin network to mine new Bitcoins. No, it's actually controlled by this get block subsidy function, which is the critical function in the entire code itself, that if you sum all of the subsidy rewards that's taking place throughout the 140-year period, it will result the 21 million Bitcoins. And at that point, no more Bitcoins will be mined after that. You can certainly refer to this GitHub, which I'd recommend that you do, because it gives you that extra confidence. That's all I have for you for today. If you value clarity on Bitcoin, blockchain technology, and real-world assets tokenization, stay alert. Subscribe and enable all notifications to stay ahead of the curve. Share this episode with those who need to understand what's coming, friends, family, and colleagues. This channel aims to deliver insight, no noise, and no hype. Subscribe now.